Yeah.
Oh no!
Matt, what the hell was that?
Wasn't me, coach. Welcome to the straight red card. Get off our lawn.
Lawn.
Welcome to the straight red card. Yes.
Hello.
My computer didn't blow up before the show this time. I mean, it was threatening to, Brett. I mean, my headphones wouldn't work, so I had to turn off Edge, put my microphones back in, turn Edge back on, and then it recognized that my headphones existed.
Hey,
What's up,
wait for that
Jonathan?
new computer. We got Jonathan in the house. There's Berlin.
Hey, welcome back. My
Berlin,
friend.
we will hit up your question early in the show, so that way, in case you have to go and sleep, since it's like 2 o'clock or whatever your time.
Or even if you just have to go spank it, whatever your reasons
Either
are.
one, yeah. Chris Gary's back.
Hey, Chris, welcome back. Good to good to know you're here, I guess. Hey, by the way, this is a show where we drink and talk about
Speaking of which,
football. You got the Jeffersons today. I am going to drink one of these live on camera. It's an old smoky moonshine shot with its pecan flavored. I might sip it actually because it tastes good. I don't know if shooting it would be a good idea.
So Derek,
Hey,
Berlin's pointing this out that Janeway, the chick from Star Trek,
that's right. She's
getting a statue in your B-town.
Is she not my B-town anymore? Is she going to be dressed up as a Star Trekker in the statue, or is it going to be of Janeway, the actress?
It has to be the Star Trek. Nobody would know what that statue is.
Yeah.
Come on.
I mean, I did watch some of those. I watched a lot of them actually. One where she was the commander.
Yeah, it was Deep Space Nine, right?
Thought she did a pretty good job. No, I think it was Star Trek.
Yeah, no, Star Trek, Deep Space Nine.
Deep space. Deep. All right. Well, that's neat that they called it that. 9 inches? I don't know.
Turd, hold on. We're gonna get to your shit in a second. Just chill.
All right. You went to a concert this weekend.
Hold on. Let's do the intro here.
Well, it wasn't this weekend. It
was yesterday.
It's yesterday. What the hell am
We'll
I
get to that
thinking?
in just a second, guys.
The turd in the background says, "Welcome to the Straight Red Card, the only soccer show that features a bulldog being kicked by a center back, a blow-up doll with an England flag, and a talking turd with a German accent." I'm not really sure what this accent is. It's not German, and I don't do German because I don't want to make fun of my mother, who has a German accent. So I try to go easy. So you went and watched a bunch of shitty pants this yesterday.
I don't think that necessarily describes who I went to go see, Derek.
Was it Sonic Youth?
No.
Okay. Well, okay.
I went out and watched bands that are still touring from that time period, Derek.
Is it a band I could stand to listen to? Any of them?
Well, I went to go see Korn and Evanescence.
Korn,
dude, that was so Korn. No, Korn live definitely holds up, and it was a great fucking time. Evanescence, Amy Lee is still banging, still killing it, slaying.
I don't even know what that band is.
Evanescence, you would know once you heard it.
It sounds refreshing though.
Does sound refreshing, yeah.
And then you were texting me while you were watching Helmet open.
Yeah, I asked everybody because I never heard of this band. I was actively listening to the alternative rock scene. I guess not actively enough. But Helmet was heading up, and at first I was listening to Helmet. I'm like, his range just isn't there. But then as he got into it, I thought he was pretty good, and I felt I needed to hear more. I haven't done it yet, though, guys. A bunch of people on Twitter were giving me, heads up as far as what album to listen to and stuff like that. So we got enough people in our group that actually know who Helmet is.
And then I told you, Helmet tried to steal my guitarist to be their bassist for their band. Yeah. This is eons ago. The guy that plays in my band, and I played in his, a gentleman caller, is Kenny Childers. And you can just Google that motherfucker. He comes up everywhere. Just put Kenny Childers music or rock or whatever. He'll come up. And he had played in all these other, actual bands that toured before he was in my band. and had albums out on labels and shit. So he was a wanted and known commodity. We even went over to Mellencamp's often to lay down, on occasion, I think, to lay down test tracks. Then he would play bass. But for my band, he played guitar. And his cousin played bass for me. Anyhow, it was a great family affair, I guess you could say. And I told you, Hamlet was one of those bands that like some of the guys that I knew liked, but then there were other guys that hated them. They're kind of on the fringe of being too alt rock or not being indie rock enough. So they never really, settled with me much.
So I don't know if I sent this to you or not, and I don't think I posted it on Twitter. But listening to them live, and I understand that Helmet came out before this band, but maybe this band took a bit from them, but they kind of reminded me a lot of Mudvayne. I don't know if you know who Mudvayne is.
I know Mudhoney.
They had a very similar sound live, and I'm not sure if their recorded shit sounds like that, but live it was just constant, in your face type of sound.
Yes. I was trying to explain to you that that's called math rock, or kind of be considered math rock. Helmet aren't math rock all the time. Just some of their songs are math rock, and that means they play in odd time signatures. Like they'll play in a instead of, they won't play a 3/4 or a 4/4. They'll just do something weird like a 5/4. And that's not too outrageous.
So
but
I don't know what you're talking about, but I have heard a number of people talk about. I've heard a number of people talking about when doing talking about like Danny Carey and with Tool, trying to figure out what he's playing along with it. He had a drum camera video with Numa. And the number of drum specialists or whatever, is he playing this? He's they're doing the counting and stuff like that, which is beyond me by any means.
Well, it's like if I were to play a guitar part for you and it went dan 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 dan. You get the point. That's in fives. That's not a normal. That's not how brains operate normally.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Right.
1, 2, 3,
4, 5.
Gotcha.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then they'll switch to like a 4/7 or something fucked up. Like you'll be like, what?
Yeah.
The fuck is that? Nobody plays that. Anyhow, Derek, were you the singer of the band? I was the singer of the band, and I wrote all the songs and I played all the instruments on the record. But then
I did all the work except for when we were live.
When we played live, all I had to do was sing. I had a whole band around me. If you want to find me, you can find me singing live on the YouTubes. I was surprised to find this. I didn't know what was up there. If you type in Dandy in the Underworld by Brando, that's the name of my band, at Radio, that was the name of the venue, you will see me sing live like 12 years ago. All right. So I'm not, it's not a surprise. You can
think of it just a slimmer face.
My beard was all black.
Oh.
I had a beard and it was black.
How long ago was that?
12 years ago.
Oh, just before we did started doing our show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was live at Radio. That's a cover, Dandy in the Underworld. That's not one of our songs. But, if you type my name in and you put Brando, you'll be here all night. There's shit all over the YouTube. Put your music on Spotify. Maybe we can take some of the songs for USA Chance. I doubt it. My music is very dark and very indie rock. I'm not sure it's going to make good for Chance. Although I do have a new album coming out. It's sitting right over there. I could lift it to the screen and show it to you, but I can't. I'm not going to get up right now because in my
legally you can't. Right?
Well, I'm on the floor, and so my dick would be in the camera.
That's right. You don't wear pants during the podcast.
That's right. I don't wear pants. So, do we want to take any questions?
Yes,
now that we
need to take Berlin's question because it's the wee hours of the morning, and I feel your pain because by the time I went to bed last night after the concert it was 1 a.m. and then by 3 a.m. I hear Chuck yelling, "Daddy, Daddy!" and we're sleeping in my friend's house by the venue.
Oh.
And I'm down in the basement, pitch black.
Is this Deer Creek?
Flashlight, huh?
Deer Creek?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes.
Well, what you?
Nobody would know what Deer Creek was unless you've been here for 15 plus years.
I'm old.
No, I refer to it as Deer Creek as well because I'm born and raised here.
Yeah.
Ruoff now for those who actually care, which I
ain't like an insurance or investment firm or whatever. Ruoff.
And Ruoff does mortgages and shit like that. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but yeah, so she starts, Daddy, and it's like 3 a.m, and I'm like, downstairs, and then every 30 to 40 minutes after that, I woke up.
Oh my god!
So I've been running off of like just 40 ounces of caffeine.
I am
every handful of hours.
I am so glad I am over those days. God, but I know what you're talking about. Daddy, there's a spider in my room. God damn it. Open the door. Oh, there it is. Smash. Now go back to fucking bed. God damn it. It's 3 a.m. and I got to get up in 3 hours. Yeah.
So, yeah, Deer Creek doesn't just overprice rentals. They overprice booze. And I feel like they're overpricing the booze so that you don't have a bunch of stupid drunk people running around. Because I stopped. We walked right in. And there was like no line at this beer cart. I'm like, fuck, yeah. So I went over there, like, I'll have the Founders All Day IPA. Big can.
Mm-hmm.
Gives it to me, pops the top before he tells me the price.
$10.
It was $18.53. Yeah.
Holy fuck.
That was my only beer that night. Fuck.
Jesus Christ. You had to listen to all those bad bands that sober?
No, my friend Chad ended up buying me a beer, so.
Okay, that's good. What's the rentals part? What are they renting, Deer Creek?
I don't know. I'm just Deer Creek rentals for IU students are rentals for IU students.
Oh, the fucking apartment complex.
Oh,
that's a different thing.
Where the fuck's that located? Oh, it doesn't matter, man. Nobody would know this shit besides us three.
Yeah, I don't live
there
anymore.
Let's hit Berlin's question up.
All right.
You can't see that.
No, I can't. It's like a
chipmunk's Can you read the pre-question here?
About 90% of U.S. men's Twitter are cock slobbering over Sargent's last 2 games. Damn, ignoring everyone else, insultingly not watching other 2 Liga center forwards and ignoring 2 years of evidence. Where am I wrong in this opinion?
He brings up a good point, actually. Berlin, you always bring up good points. But he brings up a good point here because he's obviously talking about Boyd.
Oh, I knew that's where the 2 Liga thing was going to come from. Yeah. I mean, I guess it depends how you rate 2 Bundesliga versus the championship.
And I also, it's true too. But I also think that the cock slobbering is occurring because Sargent's scoring these goals as the 9, finally.
And this is the first time he's really got a chance to play the 9.
Yes.
On
it's been a long fucking time,
Yeah. So that's why the excitement, I think.
Yeah, I think that's the case. And quite frankly, I think the issue with Boyd is that a lot of people disregard Boyd because they haven't seen him for like 6 years, with the U.S. program, and that could be a lot. That could be a lot on. That could be a lot on the U.S. Scouting and all that shit.
It could be, but I think at some point Terrence Boyd came to MLS and was not a success, and that's when I
don't think Terrence Boyd ever came to MLS.
He did.
What?
Yep. No. Played for Toronto, I believe. He did. Yep.
Terrence Boyd. I've got to find this shit out.
All right.
I don't recall this whatsoever.
I know my stuff, dude. It's got to be.
Like less than a season.
That's right.
He like 11 caps and 0 goals. So there's that, I guess.
Yeah, he came here and did not look good.
Literally, he was at Hallescher FC. I'm not sure.
Hallescher, that's in 3.
Oh, I actually said that right.
That was in Bundesliga 3. Yeah.
And he was at Darmstadt.
Darmstadt, same thing.
Jesus fucking Christ! I am 2 for fucking 2 tonight, guys.
I'm just telling you, he's been playing, and this is the first time in a while he's played in 2 Bundesliga. So,
but I'm like saying, he must have been at Toronto for like half of a season,
and he wasn't very good. But that doesn't mean anything. Maybe he just didn't get, acclimated. That whole team was pretty pissy.
I'm not taking anything away from Terrence Boyd. I had high
I
hopes
do.
from him
I
to
do
get
watch
going.
his goals. Really, I do,
I think-
Berlin. But
I think Terrence Boyd and who was the other who was the other guy around that time period that came in? It's over with a K.
yeah.
What's the fuck his name? Jesus.
He still plays. He's actually in MLS, I think. Kiesewetter? Kiesewetter.
You're just making it sound like it's German. You're like,
No,
you're right. Yes.
Jerome Kiesewetter, I believe.
Yes. Yes. How do you say that?
Kiesewetter.
Okay. Yes. They both came around the same time period, and everybody was fucking stoked. Because I think at the time they were both playing in like Bundesliga 2. We had maybe Bobby Wood in Bundesliga at the time, and they were coming in on some camps, and everybody was stoked. But then all of a sudden they just fizzled out. And not fizzled out like maybe performances, but just within the program, within the U.S. program. So
yeah. Listen, I mean,
there it is.
I don't think he's going to get Kiesewetter. I don't think he's going to get enough attention.
Unfortunately, no, I don't.
Bundesliga, to Bundesliga. I think that even though Kaiserslautern has a lot of history as a club in Germany.
How old is he? How old is Terrence?
I'm going to guess 33. I'm guessing here. I don't know. I wasn't prepared to talk
31.
about
That's pretty fucking close.
Wow,
yeah, so
okay.
definitely not going to happen this cycle, and it's not going to happen next cycle.
No,
so
he just hasn't been in the conversation. Now, all the cock slobbering on Sargent. Yeah, I wouldn't go as far to. I mean, even Brett and I have said it was nice, but now he's got to keep doing it.
Yes, absolutely.
That's it. He's got to keep doing it, and I guess that's going to be a lot of slobber on his cock. But if he does, yeah, I think you got to have cautious optimism at this point. Address confirmation bias despite 2 years of evidence of who? Sargent or
I'm assuming someone Sargent. Are you talking about Sargent, Berlin?
Or Boyd?
Because for the last 2 years, he's practically played out wide.
Yeah, I don't think it's fair to judge him.
It's time at Bremen, he was still leading scorer for arguably the one of the worst Bundesliga teams out there that had produced 0 chances almost.
Yeah, I mean, and again, he played so much of winger, even at Werder, and he played mostly defense. So, I don't know. I'm looking at the now. I'm not looking at 2 years ago, and I'm certainly not using last year when he was on a shitty fucking team and played winger and mostly defense all season long. So
I'll flat out say that I think the reason why nobody's really talking about Boyd is because, again, and just as we found out a second ago, he's 31 years old. He's scoring goals, sure, but we're at a point now where at minimum he's going to be 32 entering the next cycle.
Well, I think that his ship has sailed for Berhalter and the whole U.S. men's national team.
I don't think it was ever there for Berhalter.
Whether it's fair or not,
it's
gone. He's not even in the conversation. So,
all
right.
And again, I had high hopes for the guy. I liked him a lot.
Yeah.
Here's an interesting question that's popped up on the Twitter feeds.
You hear
Apparently,
about
Alejandro has rejected signing something writing off the U.S. because he can still play for them, like playing for like Club America or whoever. I mean,
it's amazing.
It would be Chivas, but I think he's with America, isn't he?
Yes, it's amazing how young he still is. When you think about it.
He's 24.
Yeah, but that's like.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with you. So the big thing is the big debate is because somebody came out and flat out stated, whether it was Fox or whatever, said that like he's not going to do this because he's holding out. He doesn't want to close the door to the U.S. And the big argument is that, well, he played for the U.S. in the U17s, and then he played for Mexico, so he must have filed his one-time switch.
No.
So, and this is the thing. This is what I've been posting all across. Anytime I've seen somebody talk about this, I've posted this. I'm like, well, does he fall in the new rule? Basically, if you're provisionally capped due to youth performances, if you don't play with a nation for 3 years, you can make the switch without actually officially making the one-time switch.
Yeah, he can make the switch.
So yeah, even if that's the case, he's a free agent at this point. He can play for Mexico or the U.S. From what I understand, how I'm understanding it. So
didn't we have a tweet about that he liked?
Yes, I think it was us. Maybe it was somebody else. I'm not sure. I think maybe it was maybe keyboard. Maybe I think keyboard posted something. He liked keyboard. We talked about it.
Okay. I don't do the Twitter, so I rely on you for the memory there. I just remember that.
Talking to the wrong person because I was talking about how my daughter forgets shit. She's 4 years old. Of course, she's gonna forget shit. But my son goes, "Dad, I think you forget more stuff than Charlie does." I'm like, it's because I have to deal with you fuckers all the time.
But hey, props to using cock slobbering. Good job, Berlin.
So this is another topic, though. The same thing with Alejandro.
Yep.
They illegally capped him 3 separate levels. He never filed the switch.
Yeah.
So that's possible, but I mean, I couldn't imagine Mexico committing that at this point for somebody who's not consistently on their squad. I think personally, until I'm proven otherwise, and we can reach out to Brian. Brian might know better than we will.
Shredder.
Yeah, but I think he's a free agent at this point. The new rule, I think, makes him a free agent because he was provisionally capped at the youth level. Hasn't seen a call up from the U.S. in over 3 years. He's a free agent.
Yeah, he can still play for us. The question is, do we need him? That's the real question.
Keyboard is great. Yes, 100%.
That's the real question. Do we need him? And at this point, the answer is no.
Really? Well, he's really tight with Pulisic. So I mean, imagine that's got to be some additional chemistry there. So I don't know. I wouldn't oppose calling him up next cycle at this point. That's what we're here to talk about, though. So
yes, yeah, we are. 2026. Yep, absolutely.
Definitely nothing that's going to happen this cycle.
Do we have more questions? Before we move
always
on
have more questions.
to the real topic.
A bunch of stuff. Let's see here. Berlin has quote tweet us saying that we're live now. Thank you, Berlin. Appreciate that. Okay,
good to have you back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a quiet 3 months you're gone, buddy.
And you ask a question I had to answer seriously.
It's unusual for us.
I know. No, this is true.
All right. So, let's just jump into this topic, I guess.
Okay. What do you think of the UEFA draws? Bayern and Barca in the same group should be interesting. Go Bayern. Man mia, san mia.
Oh, yeah, it's great that you were able to actually pronounce that.
Mm-hmm. Why wouldn't I? I'm multilingual, almost. I can almost speak. Oh, I skipped his UEFA. UEFA. You just got it backwards a little.
Sorry, Jonathan. I saw that, and I had to poke fun because of my whole UEFA comment earlier in life.
Oh, so to make yourself feel better, you're gonna
rub somebody else's nose in the carpet. Yes, absolutely.
You're gonna expose his typo versus your inability to say UEFA.
Very true. Yes, I will take the win wherever I can, Derek. And happens to fall in. Sorry, Jonathan. Happens to fall in your lap.
Yeah, that's all right.
The funny thing is, we both read it without even realizing. I'm like, something doesn't look right here. Oh, yeah. There it is.
The U and the E are backwards. Anyhow, I did watch that, the draw when I got home from work, and I have to say, man, snore fucking city. Boring, needless fucking ridiculous pageantry or the tension shit. It's not tension. There's no tension in that crowd. That's a bunch of fucking rich motherfuckers rattling their jewelry in the crowd.
Oh, yes, we got Napoli. Okay, oh yeah, it's cool. Okay,
they don't give a fuck. All this spells to them is dollar signs, and they're just opening. Okay, shit. Now we're in a hard group. We're not going to make more money. Not going to get out of this group.
Now get out of the group. You're talking about the bottom of the bottom there.
I'm talking like Rangers was like, oh fuck.
Using Group A as an example, Ajax and they're going like, we got Napoli. That's gonna be a wild card right there. We can, all three of us can possibly move on.
Yeah, but if you're Rangers, you just knew that was it. As soon as your name was called, that you lost, you're out. So it's that simple. I mean, barring some weird upset, but even then, they still got to beat Ajax and Liverpool. Now they did just beat to get into this motherfucker. Didn't they just beat PSV?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, if you can beat PSV, maybe you got a booger throw chance at beating Ajax. I don't know.
And who knows? knows what Rangers can do at this point?
And even if you beat Ajax at home, you got to beat them away, and then
James Sands, who's man of the match apparently last match.
I missed it.
Yeah,
didn't get to see it.
It was doing well there.
It's really hard.
Is doing well. Sorry, guys.
Really hard to find the whole games for the Scottish games. Really hard.
Some of them are on ESPN Plus, aren't they? They're ESPN Plus, aren't they?
Thing, like, okay, they supposedly carry the championship, right? They play 2 games a week. All right? That's not covering the championship, you fucks. So if you have the actual agreement with the championship to cover whatever game you want, how about covering the games that Norwich plays? Because someone will watch that. Quit playing just QPR games. Yeah. Chris Gary says, Rangers get into Yule. Napoli in 4th. Serie atrocious.
All right, there's a number of people calling me out here. It's Paramount Plus.
It was on Paramount Plus.
And
yes.
Paramount Plus. Sorry, I went up to the top Paramount Plus, guys.
Yeah, I'm watching. It's on my screen right now. Well, now there's a commercial. Nope, I think it's over.
So yeah, looking at the groups here, and Greg brings up a great point here. Hope Dortmund fists. I mean, he's not the only one that's in this. I feel like this is like scripted. It had to have been. I mean, look at the Bayern Barca group C.
I get it. We do know that
actually posted a video basically saying, "Hey, can't wait to go back to Munich."
And so did Mueller. He said, "Lewandowski, looking forward to playing you again."
Yeah,
playing on the same field with you again.
It's very interesting. Some of these groups like literally had to have been scripted. Like you couldn't. The odds were not in their favor for this to occur. Had to not have been.
All right,
the blind person, but like feeling around, felt the right ball that had the notch in it. Like, oh look, it's Barcelona.
All right, but if we start at Group A and I do a countdown, and we both say who's the big loser in each group, we're going to pick the same one, I think, except for Group D, probably. But you ready?
We're going to pick the big loser.
Yep, in each of these groups. Here we go.
A.
Rangers. Bruges. Victoria Pilsen.
Inter. Oh, sorry.
That
felt a little personal. Sorry. Yeah, you're right. Victoria's going to be
this one's a little harder. Group D. I'm going to say it's Eintracht's going out because I really think they're not playing very well this season.
I'm going with Sporting.
Okay. That's fair, too. Dynamo Zagreb. Out in E.
Yeah, absolutely, yes.
Your go.
For F? I'm going with Shakhtar.
Yeah, I think that's Shakhtar's Donetsk is probably your biggest loser there. But you never know because Shakhtar can, you don't see Man United.
Not in this group yet.
You're not going to see him next year either.
Are they in Group I? Are they in Group I? Oh, there's no Group I. Sorry.
I think it was J. Group J.
Yes.
For Jagoff. Yeah. All right.
It is scripted. I agree.
It seems that way sometimes.
How can you possibly get
Dortmund,
two
Man City,
things? Come on.
Bayern, Barcelona. It's so random and attention. It's also fair and it's public and they're pulling those balls out of the thing. Copenhagen, they're fucked.
Yeah.
And the biggest fucker or the fucky
PSG, right?
Is Maccabi Haifa. They are going to lose every game. They might get a tie. They might get a tie versus Benfica.
If they park all 11 people in the 18, maybe.
I know there's this wonderful American named Josh Cohen playing there, part of the tribe, and I know because I'm partially tribe. But I hope he does well, and he's done really well for himself. He was, I think, goalkeeper of the year in Israel for 2 seasons now, or maybe it's just 1. Anyhow, so he's doing something right there. But, I don't care if they're the best Israeli team. This is the first time I believe they've won the Israeli championship for 12 years. So it's a big deal. And it's a big deal that they're this far and they're in the group stage. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
All right, that's our take there, unless you want to pick a winner from each group too.
No, I don't think we need to go that depth there.
We'll stay cynical.
It's not our big shtick.
We'll stay cynical.
U.S. men's national team.
We could have talked about all the Americans playing in there.
It could.
If you go back, it's
Too
quite a
late.
few.
I've
All right.
canceled out of this shit. There's apparently eight teams with U.S.
Yes.
players.
Dortmund,
So.
Chelsea. All right, I'm not going to name them all. Fuck it. I give up at 2.
Oh my god, this is so
Celtic,
difficult.
Rangers,
Juventus.
Yeah, we could do it. But then our brains would be fried. We'd have to end the show.
Oh my god.
And after we're doing a shot of that, I'm going to drink a beer. That sounds like a really bad piss poor mix.
Well, while you're doing what you're doing, talk about some stuff here. Couple questions. New Haven, scratch that. West Haven's finest pizza. I give it a 9.3.
What is it? You think it looks homemade?
Pizza.
It looks homemade.
Well, it's West Haven, so I mean, it's yeah.
Is West Haven a pizza company?
Chris, you're gonna have to help us on this one, buddy.
Frozen pizza company?
Maybe,
because that looks like that's coming out of the oven and it was made at home. I'm not saying it's bad. I just never had West Haven. So if
the cut job's a little janky. Look at that.
Oh, look, there's a carpenter ant running on it.
Right there.
Yes.
Look at it. Look at the points here. The points. Who cut this pizza, Chris? Who cut this pizza?
What is
this?
Oh,
what is that right there?
That's
a little too anxious. Cut.
I am so hungry.
The style.
Oh, Jesus H. All right.
Oh Christ! That does look fucking delicious.
I mean, it looks delicious right now. I'm fucking starving.
New Haven pizza isn't cut evenly.
They fucked that shit all up. And look how thin the slices are. You're going to get all kinds of flop.
This is a 24 slice pizza.
What do you have?
Everybody gets a slice.
You have like 6 kids. Everybody gets 2 slices.
Oh, fucking hell.
All right. Next question.
They cut it with a circular saw.
You sure he didn't just use scissors? I don't know.
It does look fucking good though, Chris.
Yeah, I'm hungry. Now I'm hungry. Yeah.
Up in Michigan, there's where my some of my in-laws used to live. There was a bar, and they have a 4-cheese pizza, and that 4-cheese pizza mixed with a hot Italian sausage and banana pepper was fucking delicious. Like, man, the best pizza I have ever had. It is so fucking good.
You cannot beat spicy sausage on a pizza. It's
so
delicious.
Good.
Italian
so good.
Spicy sausage.
There you go, New Haven, Connecticut. Pizza is elite.
Yes, it is. It's fantastic. So says Portnoy. I don't know. I've never been to.
Yeah. Okay.
I've never been to New Haven. I don't know. I mean, I'd like to.
A lot of things going with Portnoy.
Apparently,
right now.
Amazing pizza, but I probably weigh 300 pounds within 2 years if that were the case.
Greg Perez says, "I'm in Texas. Pizza sucks here, but we got tacos." Fair enough, man. I would dig some like legit tacos where I'm here, but
dude, just come down where I live. Go to Toluca's. That's authentic fucking Mexican food. It's delicious. I get it after work. Sometimes I pre-call it in and just pick that shit up on the way in. And they give you enough meat, so you order 2 tacos, but you get enough meat and enough tortillas to make 8. It's crazy.
I'm not driving that. I'm not driving that part of town. Maybe the weekend I will.
I'll bring it when I visit.
There you go.
Drop it off at your door and ring the bell.
That should be cold by that point.
It will be.
Whatever. I'll take it.
You can stick in the microwave for 20 seconds. But watch out with their hot sauces, dude, that they serve on the side. They are blazing hot. Like I had a spoon and I was putting some sour cream on, and then I scooped in the hot sauce in those little plastic containers, was spreading it on, and then I licked the hot sauce with the sour cream off the spoon. And dude, I was in pain for probably a good minute. It was hot. It's very fucking hot. Yeah. All right. So where are we going? Alex the Agitator Weinstein. Sorry. 2 questions. Was the late goal in the Augsburg game on Pepe? If so, what impact will it have on his minutes moving forward?
Can't fucking hurt 0, but
I think
2 can't fucking hurt 5. Okay, you happy?
was the late goal that was scored by the other team on Pepe?
I'm just making a joke that he doesn't get many minutes at Augsburg, so I don't know how it could necessarily affect his playing time.
I don't think it affects him that much. I just, he's not. If it was on him,
still fourth or fifth option here, guys.
If one of the goals was on him late in the game because he was playing defense, I guess, but that's not really his role, is to play not to play defense. So there does love his meat. I do like a lot of meat. I like chicken. I like
San
sausage.
Diego has some good food. Been there once, and I enjoyed everything I had.
Yeah, I've never been to California. It's one of the rare states I've not been to in my long, illustrious life. Did you have an Acer laptop with LimeWare? And if so, what did you download?
This is a reference based off of the Korn Evanescence concert. Alex and I think Jose had a going back and forth with LimeWire. Although, given Jose's age, I'm kind of concerned why you had. Yeah, here you go, Jose. I mean, given your age, why were you still using LimeWire at that point? I mean, he's like, yeah, this happened like 3 days ago. Not really 3 days ago, but still. I mean, LimeWire was a thing back in like 2002 area to 2006.
What the fuck is it? I don't even know what it is.
LimeWire is like a Napster, basically. It's Napster, but
no.
You get a lot more viruses, and you can download videos and porn and shit like that through there. But the problem with LimeWire is that you spend like, because the internet was so shitty back in the day, you would spend like 2 hours hoping to God that what you're downloading was legit. Like maybe you're downloading like an anime or whatever that like you can't necessarily get anywhere else, or maybe you're trying to legit get porn. Who knows? Or just get the the new hotness song
or whatever new video for whatever band comes out, and then all of a sudden it's done, and you click on it, it's some guy sucking a horse cock.
Basically, yes,
like,
exactly.
What the fuck is this? This is not what I wanted. This is not what it said it was. Yeah,
100%. That's basically what it was. There we go. Sean's got it down. It was roulette. LimeWire was roulette. You never know what you're going to get when you click on it. Like this has the highest download speed. Click on it. And you wait. Maybe it's 15 minutes. Maybe it's 2.5 hours. And all of a sudden you click on it. You're like, oh shit, this is gay porn. Yeah, okay, whatever.
Here's an idea. Just go to the fucking CD store and buy a goddamn record or a goddamn CD.
Hey, you're a broke college kid. You're downloading that shit illegally all the time,
dude. I never bought. I mean, later on I bought albums, but I mean, our friends we make tapes for each other, and then later CDs. For each other. I never buy any music. My friend would come over and dude, you hear the new fucking Pixies album? I'm like, no.
I will once you give it to me, bitch.
Is it good? Oh yeah, I'll make you a copy. Bink, ba-dink, bam, record. So, Chris Gary. Danka, Chris Gary. $4.99. New Haven pizza is I think maybe, and not cut evenly. New Haven pizza is and not cut evenly, I think. And okay, you got me on that one. Whatever. If you wanted me to look like an idiot reading, you got it. Weird, but it works.
Oh, Christ. There you go. He thinks it's thin. Berlin thinks thin, not thin.
Oh, it's thin.
New Haven pizza is thin and not cut evenly.
Well, obviously, you displayed an example of that earlier. But it works. Portnoy loves New Haven, West Haven pizza. I rank it above all personally. God, it's one thing I need apparently to go do before I die. Eat some goddamn amazing ass New Haven pizza.
All right, Chris agrees. It's thin. It's still some pretty rude.
That's all right. Either do I most of the time. I'm all just. Right. Go ahead.
So yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, I mean, I'll never go up to Connecticut, so I'll never be able to taste it. So. Unless there's a U.S. game, and at some point we make enough money where we can actually start affording plane tickets and game tickets, I'll happily go to every single fucking U.S. game and do shit.
I'm still gonna drive. I don't like
Connecticut. Fuck that. That's like what? It has to be like a 14 to 18 hour trip there.
That's okay. It's one day.
That's up there and happen.
I don't like.
I'll
too old to do planes.
I'll sit in the passenger seat with you because if you're willing to drive 14 hours plus. I'm fine. I hate driving. Driving sucks donkey balls.
That's what you call a road trip. Hell yeah, man.
I made the one trip. I made the one trip down to South Padre, and that was my longest trip ever. And I'll never do it. I'll never do it again.
We'll find a city somewhere between Indianapolis and Connecticut.
Share a double.
Is that what they call it when you get two prostitutes?
Hey-o.
All right.
Gigo used LimeWire for anime. Yeah, that basically it was such a hit and miss. You use LimeWire for anything. Basically, you're just searching the internet for something and hoping that somebody has it. Whether it was, like I said, whether it was music, porn, a video, anime, whatever. But you're just hoping to God that whatever you're spending your time downloading, because again, this was like on the cusp of just getting past dial-up. Like I was still using dial-up for Napster back in the day.
Jesus Christ, so was I.
It's crazy.
I mean, listen, that's just the way it was, man.
Yeah.
You had to use your phone to connect to the fucking internet.
And then you're like, oh my God, it's almost there. And then your mom picks up the phone. You're like, no!
I almost had that scene from the Two Whores movie, whatever it is, Behind the Green Door or whatever.
2 girls, 1 cup. No, not
that. Not that. No. Not into the urine thing. All right, next.
Urine. Ooh.
Alex, you really haven't been that agitating. But
No, the agitator happens on Twitter. People don't take some of his takes a little too harshly.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Okay.
I tend to side with good old Al here.
Okay. Heather, don't act like you don't know.
I don't know if that's in reference to Miss Heather up here.
Regardless,
it doesn't matter.
It does. Well, is he talking about my ex long-term girlfriend, Heather Morgan, who now lives in Seattle?
Maybe.
Oh,
You guys good friends?
Oh, yeah. We're still really good friends.
Hey.
Yep. If Jonathan Gomez picks the U.S. and continues to improve, he could start over Jedi at the 2026. Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of ifs, though.
Yeah, he'd have to. I mean, Jedi's been killing it for us recently.
And Jedi seems like he's just getting better every year. I mean, it's not.
He's got things to improve upon. Don't get us wrong.
Yeah,
but yeah, he's definitely going to contend. Let's rephrase this. And maybe come 2026, maybe Jedi doesn't have to worry about playing every single goddamn game in the World Cup.
Yes,
maybe that's the case. Maybe Gomez and him just switch shifts.
And Jonathan Gomez is going to have to be really good with a lightsaber. So there's that too.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right. So I'm scrolling down to find the non-topic questions.
Oh, well, why don't we get to the topic? It's 43 minutes in.
Let's do this one first.
Thoughts on this nonsense with La Liga? Well, with MMX's report of an agreement between the Mexican Federation and the U.S. Federation, where any Mexican American must sign a letter of intent to play with said national team. I've reached out to U.S. Soccer for an official comment. An agreement where any Mexican American must sign a letter of intent to play with either one of the national teams?
No, that's
and it's illegal. This is never going to pass FIFA standards.
I feel like this is kind of rolling into the Alejandro question earlier. Zendaya's question.
That's a joke.
Yeah,
it's a joke. This has got to be April Fool's way too late.
If you're Mexican American, you got to sign off whether you're going to play for Mexico or U.S. from the get go. It has to be bullshit.
That's stupid. Only Chivas would ask something like that,
and they do. It's still a super dumb thing.
Yeah, that's pretty stupid. So I hope it's not true, because if it is, it's not going to be legal anyhow. FIFA's going to say you can't fucking do that.
All right, I'm gonna.
They follow the FIFA rules, not your rules, motherfuckers.
Berlin wants me to look at something that's been posted.
Dick pic.
Yeah, that's why I moved off. I'm like, wait a second, Berlin. You've been drinking tonight. I know this. I know this game. All right, Straight Red. This is how much time I have left to watch your live show right now.
A beer.
Like, I'm hoping that beer is full and not like just a spittle at the bottom, you know?
Yeah. Well, that label's looking harsh. It's sagging down. Do you see the label on that beer? It's actually touching the table.
Yeah, it is. Look at that shit.
He must have really been.
It was in the fridge, and he pulled it out, and it's just been.
Oh, I imagine him kind of being like this. Oh, yeah, that might be.
It's my beer. It's very nice.
He's hugging it too quickly or too closely.
Nice. Oh, there it is. It's hot in here.
Oh.
What? How hot is it in Germany? Is it like 85 degrees? 76?
77.
Play it real here. It was 83 degrees today here in India, and I was sweating balls. So
yeah, it was humid too.
Fuck that. Yeah, it's gonna be raining all night tonight.
Oh shit! I've got to go roll up my window, and the show's over. My car.
Yeah. I don't know about you fools down there, but down there, you're like 3 streets down from me now. Jeez, I gotta remember this shit.
But what sucks is I don't have a garage, and I'm learning how much that sucks. Not having a garage sucks. So I've had garages forever. So why did I do? I did it to myself. It's not anybody else's fault. Let's see here. So you want to start with 2026?
Let's start talking because I think a lot of the other comments on Twitter are related. Oh, Berlin says it's 90. And I'm praying to God that that's Fahrenheit and not Celsius. Because if it's 90 degrees Celsius, you guys are all fucked.
Yeah, but it's probably not that. It's probably not that humid there.
Yeah,
that's the only thing I'm going to say.
I don't know. I don't know Germany's weather patterns, so I can't say anything about that. So
I lived there. I don't remember it being humid.
I'll stick with you on that.
All right, Zimmerman. Here are some of the guys that make way for the younger generation in 2026.
We should probably preface this because I was unaware of that too. That we're going to talk about that. But yes, there are going to be some players that are probably not going to be on the 2026 cycle.
I mean, some of them are obvious, you would think, like Roldan and Leggett. 4 years from now should not be around anymore. They're barely good enough for right now or to even make the team. 91 in Oklahoma today as well. Kill me.
Yeah.
I think Acosta's not going to be around 4 years from now. I don't think Zimmerman might still have a chance, but he'll be 33. And he's already kind of slow. He can only get slower. So
to the Acosta point, though, we have a younger player in the sense of playing at I would say on par, but if not more. We had this argument all the time with SPL, but Sands can play that position, and he's playing at a high level. Playing at when he does play, of course. Well, but I think in the 2026 cycle, I think he might be seeing more consistent playing time with Rangers. We also have Cardoso coming through.
I don't know if he plays at a higher level. He plays for a better team.
That's what I was kind of hinting at.
Yeah.
It's tough because, I mean, we always had this argument like, what's better, SPL or MLS? Why are people going to SPL if they can't make it there and they come back to MLS and do well? Like Mueller. Mueller's a great example. He's doing well, okay-ish with Chicago. But he sucked donkey balls in SPL.
Yeah, it's too big of a move. So, I mean, I would say the top of the table in Scotland are probably top-notch MLS teams. Probably maybe win it most of the years. Celtic or Rangers. But, after that, it gets kind of scratchy down there in Scotland. And I think Kessler.
What happens in Vegas,
Yeah, Kessler's days are done. He stays in Vegas. Brooks, he'll be 33 next World Cup.
Not even a contention for the 2022 World Cup, so I'm not sure what we're talking about.
But what if Marsh takes over? Well, Marsh plays a high line too, so that's not going to work for him either, probably.
I still don't think that's going to happen, but regardless.
Yeah. P. Fox only going to be 30. He's probably going to still make the team as long as
he can still be in contention, yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Zardes, fucking God help us, gone. And Long, I think, is gone too by then. So that gives us some openings for people to compete for other spots. Now, people are going to say, well, like Bello. No, Bello's a flop.
I'll say that he has a better chance of making the 2026 cycle than he does 2022, which is the whole point of this conversation.
Well, he might suck less.
I wrote him down as an option because he's not going to make the 2022.
I don't think
if he makes 2022, I'll be fucking surprised.
He's not making 26 because if he does, then I'll have to eat a bunch of crow, and I'm not doing that right now.
Dude, eat the crow, man. If he's
I like
good
eating crow.
If he's good at that point,
I'm gonna have to wait too long to figure it out.
You add a little SPG to that, man. That crow can be good.
A little MSGs?
No, SPG. MSG. No. SPG. Salt, pepper, garlic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The natural MSG.
Absolutely, yes.
I think Reynolds, I'm sorry. I mean, right now I'm being controversial. I
didn't even write Reynolds down because he's not in contention for 2022.
Dude, he can't play at Westerlo.
I know. That's what I'm saying. He's not in contention. He's not anywhere in the playing field.
I don't think Bucio's going to make it.
So there's somebody I've listed for 2026 as a possible option. I wouldn't say viable, but we'll see how he develops.
Outside chance that he learns how to actually play soccer? I don't know. Bassett. I don't think Bassett's going to make it.
Make it as what? What do you say? What are you saying?
I don't think he's going to be in the picture in 2026. I don't think he has a chance in hell.
Sure.
And I don't. Yeah, I don't think
you have to take into consideration that not only are we talking about players who are vying for bit minutes at European clubs right now, but we're expecting a flood of youth players from the U17s and U20s and U23s that are all going to be vying for those spots. I mean, it's going to be tough.
I just want to say that this is based on an eye test, my eye test, so it's my opinion. I could be wrong. The thing is, I've been doing this for
Call us out when we're wrong. Call us out when we're wrong.
I've been doing this for 7-8 years. I've rarely been wrong on this. I've had to eat crow opposite direction before when I thought that the kid from Zalalem, I was all on.
You were all on top of.
I was all on his sack. I was like, he's going to be really, really good, and I was wrong. And then I had to fucking eat crow. I was just wrong. So
how old is Bassett?
He's like 21. He's a young kid.
I mean, yeah, he has time to develop, but this is the same argument I make for like Bucio and shit like. He's 21, by the way. But it's the same argument I make for Bucio. The same argument I make for Bello. They have room to develop now. Whether or not they actually develop, and in that time frame, I don't know.
He just got demoted from Feyenoord to Sittard, Fortuna Sittard.
What?
Feyenoord traded him to a lesser team in Holland. Fortuna Sittard is where we place we're now.
We're talking about Bassett?
Yes.
No shit. I did not see that shit.
It's a fucking downgrade, dude.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I mean, that's it's all alone in this situation. So I mean, he's going to be back in MLS soon.
I mean, if he were 18, I'd be like, okay, they're just loaning him out or whatever. But no, he's 21. He's 21. He's a man.
It's a year and a half loan. And if he's being loaned out to somebody else at this point, he's going to be back in MLS soon.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, if he were 19, 18, 17, I'd be like, okay, that's fine. But he's almost 22 years old. Listen, you don't get that much better unless you are one of the rare exceptions and you are a late bloomer. It does happen, but it's rare.
Unless Feyenoord thinks that he just needs more playing time, and it's not going to happen with them right now. Maybe they loan him out, hoping that he gets more playing time, and then at that point they can make a better assessment. I mean, I had no idea he was being loaned out again, though.
Yeah, part of the show is making predictions and living with your own comments later on. So if I have to live with them, I have to live with them. But those are my those are my flops. Those are the ones I don't think they're in the picture even for 2026. And then if I'm wrong, I'm going to be wrong. And for me, number one, Scally, 2026. I think he's a lock. I think he's going to be there.
Yeah, I'm under the impression right now, my personal opinion at least, he should be a lock for 2022. But
me too.
So it is what it is, and we're not always going to get our way. But yeah, I think he's absolutely a lock for 2026.
Your boy Slanina has a shot in 2026.
2026, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, our 2022 goalkeepers are questionable at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and in that case,
4 years from now, who knows?
I mean, in that case, you could add like Borto or Odunze to the conversation. Yeah. I mean, you could add all kinds of other options. Who's the other guy? Kansas City, Polskamp.
Yeah,
he's only 21, 22 years old. So I think with Stefan playing as bad as he is, and with Horvath finally getting playing time and Turner sitting the bench, I mean, shit's just all over the fucking Dodge right now. Let's see. I'll name one, then you can name one. I also had EPB has a better chance at making 2026. I think he's out this time around.
Yeah, I'm kind of torn on the CB spectrum here.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think McKenzie has a better chance in 2026.
I had him
2022,
too.
of course.
Yeah.
But I have EPB and CCB because I have no idea who Berhalter is going to favor in the end. Because, CCB is playing every game in, game out with Celtic. But EPB is also playing at a higher level.
Yeah, better league.
And he's faster. So I guess the big question is, does Berhalter bring in a slow replacement for a slow starter? So
like Zimmerman.
Yeah.
Who's Zimmerman's replacement?
For Zimmerman?
Yeah.
Or does he bring in more like you have a Zimmerman that starts, and do you have viable options that are all fast? I mean, EBB is significantly faster than CCV. It's science.
So, yeah, I mean, the question is if Zimmerman breaks a leg, let's say he does make the 2026 team, who backs him up? It doesn't have to be a slow. It doesn't have to be a slow guy.
It doesn't have to be a slow person. So, I mean, at that point, you could have two fast center backs.
Yeah.
Now, the big question would be, is CCV better than EPB? And I would say
we're forgetting about one guy, Miles Robinson.
Well, for 2026, yes.
Yes. And that's
I'm talking about 2022 right now because I was torn on the CBs because I was like, I had actually come up with a 26-man roster of who I think Berhalter might bring in just to make the argument of whether or not EBB or CCV stands a better chance in 2026 than 2022.
I think Miles, has a really great chance of making the 2026 team. I'd like to see him leave MLS for a while and test himself, but
he needs to recover first. But yes.
Tim Reed might have a shot at 2022, believe it or not, but 2026, no, he'll be 39 years old.
We were talking about this prior to it. Reem is a slow center back,
but he's
slower than CCV at this point.
He anticipates.
Absolutely. Reem was slower as a center back when he was 21, 22, whatever he was, starting for Red Bulls back in the day.
You thought he was slower
then? No, he's slower than CCV is now. I'm just saying that Reem was always a slow center back. But he's had a solid career in England. Whether it was Championship or EPL, he's had a solid career.
Can I request a 50-yard dash test between the two? I'd like to see that. I'd like to see.
It's going to happen, but you could.
I'd like to see Reem's time versus CCV's time.
I'm making a pure. I guess it's all speculation. I guess at that point, I'm just going off of things I've seen, and I think Reem is very much a slow, more flat-footed defender, but he reads the game well.
I think he has great anticipation, but he's slow. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, he is slow.
I rate Reem's distribution higher than CCV though.
Oh yes.
So that was always his big thing was his distribution.
Reem still passes the ball very well, and he's playing really well in the Premier League right now. So we'll see if that continues. He's had his problems and his issues. I think it's your turn to pick a guy.
Oh, nice. Okay. I guess 2026 is going to be Busio. That's the big one.
No.
Yeah.
I think Tessman has a better chance.
So I've got Tessman listed here too. Let's just put them both out here in the equation. Both players stand a better chance making 2026 than they do 2022, which is the whole point of the topic.
So does your son.
He does.
So that's not how we're doing this.
It is because this is what you prefaced.
No, because that could be everybody under the age of 20. In MLS, it's not fair. I'm telling you right now, Busio's not going to work out in Italy. I think Tessman will. I think he's got a better shot than Busio does because he's physical, fast. He's an athlete. He can run. He is a good defender. None of those things are Busio. All right. I won't
disagree with that. Yeah. I mean, I think Tessman has a higher trajectory than Busio does in Italy, and maybe even with U.S. men's national team. We'll see in the next cycle.
Yeah. I had for my next one, Dwan Jones, even though he'll be 29.
I have Dwan Jones down too, actually, as a viable option, viable left back option.
Again,
And that should make Colin happy.
remember who first backed Tim Ream for the national team? The correct answer is Thierry Henry, who backed him for the national team. Oh, okay. They were teammates, I believe, so that makes sense. Yeah, so your next pick.
Oh, shit, we're already me.
Mhm.
Haji Wright.
Yeah, I had him, but he was near the bottom of my list because I just don't know.
Again, he's not making the 2022 World Cup, and this is
No,
what I'm
he's
basing this off of.
No, he's
and
not.
he has a better chance of making 2026 in that. So, assuming he continues to score and perform, and you have a manager that actually gives him an opportunity. Because Berhalter did not give him an opportunity. That was the shittiest fucking opportunity in the world.
I don't know. I mean, listen, Haji Wright would have to leave Turkey for me and go play somewhere else, I think. So we'll see what happens.
Goal scoring and whatever. I don't care at that point.
Okay.
I'll take a goal scorer that's on fire scoring goals.
Kobe Henry I have is still too young.
Yeah, not in contention. No, fuck that. Why would you even bring him up?
Well, because he's, regarded as one of our better youth players. But, we'll see. Center back is one of those positions like goalkeeper where center backs are traditionally a little bit older and have experience. So, Wright is twice as good as PFOC. I don't agree with that comment. I don't think that Wright could do what PFOC's done so far in the Bundesliga. I just don't. That's my personal opinion, and I think they're very similar players.
You made the argument, though, that Haji brings all that PFOC brings, except for he's faster.
He is faster. I'll give you that, but I don't think his spatial awareness is as good, and I don't think his position in the box is as good. I think those are two things that PFOC is superior at, and why he's a better poacher than
no.
Wright.
And when we talk about poachers, absolutely, I think PFOC's a better poacher. Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, and why PFOC's playing the Bundesliga and Wright is playing at Antalyaspor. So, listen.
I think if he keeps performing there, I think he'll find his way back into a decent league. But
decent leagues are looking for really good players, and if all the scouts in Europe are just morons and they think that Wright isn't that good compared to PFOC, I guess they're all morons. But I don't see it that way. I think the scouts are out there and they're making decisions.
This is the who made that argument? We had this argument last show.
Davies,
yes.
Charlie.
Yes, better with the ball. They're different types of strikers. Let's leave that on the table, guys.
Yes, because listen, McBride could dribble like 3 feet before because he was so slow and with the ball on his feet. So it's the type of striker you are, and whether or not the style of the team meets the measure of that striker style. And that's why I think PFOC has such a hard time sometimes blending in with the way we play. It's not really, he's not really made to play by himself up top.
Well,
he likes a partner.
How Berhalter plays. Let's preface this. I think PFOC would have excelled in the older style of US play. Very much the Brian McBride mold, quite frankly. You throw him in the box, you lay a ball up to him, and he'll put it away or take a chance on goal. So I think it all boils down to how Berhalter plays. He doesn't fit that mold. Yes, I know you agree, but
he isolates our nines.
Yeah,
let's put it that way. So yeah, I mean they don't have anybody to play off of or play with sometimes because of that isolation.
Mm-hmm.
And all right, and it's all width and crossing and shit like that. I think it's your turn, unless you just went. No, I think
Vines has a better chance next cycle.
Yeah, I had him on here
with a different manager.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
we can't rely on Des playing as our backup left back at this point, but
most teams will bring 2 left backs and 2 right backs. That's just how you do it at the World Cup level.
What are you doing?
Yeah. So the fact that
logical.
I mean, the fact that Vines is getting, kind of screwed here
Toad's
We'll
screwed.
see. I think he should be making this squad, honestly, because I think you need a real left-footed player to back up Robinson, not a Dest, who, by the way, is still in purgatory at Barcelona.
So
Paxton
I have two lists, and I had scratched out one because I had written Paxton down, and a number of players like Trusty, Abobisi, all these players that could be viable options for 2026, but they don't stand a chance for 2022. So why would I bring them up?
Yeah, Bobasi's done. As far as
he's a viable
goes,
option for 2026, we will see.
I don't think he's viable. I mean, he's scoring goals right now, but
sure.
I mean, I don't know. Anyhow, as far as Paxton goes, that's a big wait and see.
Next cycle, it's not going to happen this cycle. The main reason why I mentioned that there's two lists that I had. I mean, I started one list. I'm like, well, wait a second. Some of these players have no chance of making this cycle.
When his older brother was the same age, he was a regular starter for Philadelphia. He doesn't play.
Who are we talking about?
Paxton, Aronson.
No. That he's talking about Mccall.
Oh, Mccall?
Yeah, I think right.
Maybe
I'm mixing names up. Oh, okay. Maybe I really fucked this up.
I mean, let's see what happens with Mccall.
I thought he was talking about Mccall, but I fucked up there. Maybe
again, another player that would have been long gone to Europe had he been healthy.
Yep,
and not been injured continuously for 2.5 years. So he's stuck where he is right now, and I don't see anybody risking anything on him unless he plays 2 full seasons completely healthy. Then they'll go, okay, he's viable again. And then not only does he have to play the seasons, he has to play well. Yeah.
So he must have been talking about Aronson.
Yeah, Aronson. Paxton's got a long way to go. He's not even starting for Philadelphia.
Definitely not this cycle.
I do like Paxton, but he's going to have to do what his brother did. That is start at the same age and then get better and show that he's getting better every season. Mm-hmm. And so far, no. Because he played more in prior seasons than he's playing this season for Philadelphia. So that's not good. That's like a step backwards. I mean, and I liked him with the U20s. I thought he was fantastic playing out of position at the 9. But I'm in wait and see mode for Aronson with the P.
So DeJuan Jones made my list for the initial list before I was like, wait a second, he doesn't stand a chance this cycle. So that's why I removed him. But yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And as I told Colin, I'm like, I don't. When he's like, is DeJuan Jones better than Scally? I'm like, well, I haven't seen enough of DeJuan Jones to make that assessment, so I don't want to say yes or no to that front.
Should DeJuan Jones be playing in Europe right now? I think so, and I don't know why he's not.
Fair enough.
I mean, his position is a much-needed position, and there are lots of rumors that he's going, but so far, no confirmation. So we'll see what happens with DeJuan Jones, but I think he's already being talked about now because of our left back problem. So, the conversation is going to continue going forward.
Well, it's not going to happen this cycle, though. That's the point.
Not this cycle.
We're literally 2 games away from the World Cup. Left backs at this point are going to be anybody that's been called in at this, So and I stand firm on the fact that Scally's not going to be included.
And Robinson's Jedi's not exactly old. So as long as he stays healthy and continues to do well, I think he's got that position locked up. Mm-hmm. Somebody's going to have to take it from him.
Pretty much.
Cold, dead, dying hands. All right, we were talking about Tessman and Sands. I have your boy Mihailovic on here too.
Absolutely, yeah, I had him listed as well.
Tolkien, that's a really good one too.
He's off to somewhere. I'm spacing this right now. Where's he off to? Allegedly off to.
Yeah, nothing confirmed. So, according to FootMob, just beware FootMob. They had Aronson as the worst player.
Yeah,
in Leeds'
seriously, thank you.
Second game of that up. Well, not the worst player on Leeds, the worst player on the field.
On the field, yeah.
So they're fucking idiots. So don't trust them. I also had on here Taylor Booth.
I wondered if I was going to put Booth on there.
He's got to play though for Utrecht. He can't just ride pine. So far he's getting 45 minutes a game.
Literally, whether it's the first 45 minutes or the last 45 minutes, you never know.
Cade Cowell.
A lot of porn bots coming through. Hold on, I gotta.
All right, so
block those users.
Cade Cowell, again. Cade Cowell has a chance to take over Morris's spot because Morris next World Cup will be 31, and he's already. Those injuries are so fucking taking a toll on his body and his legs and his ability to cut. I don't know how much longer Morris is going to play, even honestly, with all those injuries. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he makes a miraculous recovery and regains some of the lost quickness. But
there's some posters on Twitter talking about, like, man, if Morris were to say start producing at the 9 for Seattle, would he be a viable option for Berhalter at that point?
Who isn't?
That's the big question, isn't it? Who isn't viable at the 9?
You can say that. Like, can you imagine if Hoppy suddenly started playing and starting every game for Middlesbrough and scoring? Okay, yep. Then he's got some hope.
How's Diego doing for Real Salt Lake? I haven't watched any of their games.
I have not been able to see or watch an RSL game. I mean, listen, so what I do when I watch MLS, there's usually that night like 6 games, 8 games.
Yeah.
And I'll pick the team that I think has the most Americans with the most potential usually.
You get biggest bang for your buck, if you will.
Or because I'm a LA Galaxy fan, I'll watch LA Galaxy if they're on. So I'll try to pick the best matchup sometimes because it's going to be fun. The last time I watched it, because Zimmerman had played so shitty the prior game, I watched Nashville, and they ended up winning that game, I think, 4-0. So that was my MLS, one of 2 MLS games I watched that night. But have not caught a lot of RSL. Not recently. Not since last season.
I can't say anything about it, so I don't know.
Yeah. I also had Matthew Hoppy on this list. I think if he doesn't make it, something's gone horribly wrong in his career.
Well, for 2026, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't listen to him because, again, he's not a viable option for this 2022. So.
If all goes well, you've got Pepe, Hoppy, and Sargent as your potential 9s in 2026.
Did Pepe, Hoppy, and Sargent? Yeah.
Not bad.
They're literally all about the same age frame.
Yeah.
It's not going to take a couple of years.
It's not going to be Sebastian Soto. Just telling you that now.
Hey, man, he just signed a 3-year contract to what club was that again?
Klagenfurt in Austria.
Not going to remember that.
I don't know how I remember it.
Dude, I totally didn't remember that, and you brought it up. Nice.
So we'll see if he plays for Klagenfurt in
You're making that up now.
No. Pretty sure that's the team. And we'll see if he plays because he didn't play for Livingston in Scotland. Livingston. Have that rub into your balls a little. That's really bad. You go to Livingston and you barely play. All right. Klagenfurt. See, I got it right.
Okay. Fair play.
I also had obviously Sargent, but I think he's going to make this team. Conrad, I said no. I definitely think Conrad's a no in this. On the 2022, yes. No. Yes. He's going to be a flop, I think. Personally, I think he's going to be overrated. I don't think he's already not playing for Olympiacos. He came and got 6 minutes today? 6 minutes for Olympiacos of the Europa League. That's not promising. I mean, if he's as good as Marseille thought he was, and Barcelona thought he was, but again, there could be attitude issues that we don't know about.
Yeah, but Marseille sold him off. Clearly, they thought he was high enough, and then they, witnessed what he was able to produce, not on the field per se, but maybe like on the training pitch.
He got some games at the beginning of the season.
We don't need this on the pitch.
He got some games at the beginning of the season. Then he stopped getting games, and the manager was asked, and he said he's lazy. He doesn't work hard enough in practice.
Well, that's what it seemed like. Obviously, last year, and then during the preseason, he was getting a lot of playing time. And there was a lot of talk about how he's changed.
No, they're going to sell him.
And then all of a sudden, they sold him. I'm like, oh, they're just driving up the price, huh?
Yes,
okay.
They were playing him to sell him. Yep.
Yeah.
Here's some other guys we haven't talked about. Obed Vargas, Seattle, maybe. I don't know. Outside chance. You need some leads.
126? Sure. Yeah. Okay.
Luca Colioso for Espanyol. He's getting minutes in fucking La Liga, Colioso. So you can't sneeze at that. And he's 19 years old. Fucking A, dude. Getting minutes in La Liga. Now, the problem is he's also eligible for Canada. And you know Canada's going to reach out and give those balls a massage before we will. So they might even call him up to this World Cup just to come along for the ride. I wouldn't be shocked. I really wouldn't be shocked. So that could be a steal for Canada long term. We don't know. Dante Sealy. I mean, I'd like to see a whole lot more from him at PSV too. He's not wrecking dicks out there, and he should be.
While we're at PSV, let's talk about Ledesma.
Health.
Well, sure.
One word, health.
Of course.
But
a guy who's
you
injury
say
prone.
sure, but he's been injured so
that's what I'm
much.
saying. A guy who's injury prone, of course, your question has to be health.
I mean, he came back for one game, and he's injured again.
I think he was a couple games back.
Might have been 2 games, but doesn't matter. He played, I think,
maybe preseasons and then a couple games.
He played a total of like 70 minutes in actual regular season before he got injured again.
Yeah.
And Lenez, I'm calling bust.
So here's another. Well, while we're talking about injury-prone players, what about DK? Next cycle. I mean, again, it's such a question because he's been injured so often that it's like if he's healthy and he produced so well in the championship when he was healthy.
Okay.
If he remains healthy, is he a viable option?
I'd say as far as potential trajectory of nines, I think Hoppy, Sargent, and Pepe are ahead of him. Trajectory-wise. So
fair enough.
But I think he's got a better chance at 2026. Yes. No. Nope, rubbing cocks. That's not happening.
Maybe for Poland.
I believe he already made the one-time switch to Poland. So
I don't think he had to make the one-time switch. Did he really have to make the one? I think it's similar to Alejandro here.
Mm-hmm.
I think he falls into the line where he's no longer provisionally capped because the U.S. has not called him up. Like
didn't he play a U17 World Cup for us?
That's what I'm saying. He hasn't been called back up for 3 years, so I think he's a free agent.
Mm-hmm.
I might be reading these rules wrong.
He's injured right now. He did not play in the Europa, whatever that thing is called, Conference League. What the fuck is all this shit? Anyhow, Malik Sanogo. What do you think?
Okay, sure. I mean, what, he's like 18, 19 years old? Possible, yep. I guess.
You never know.
How's he doing with Berlin right now?
I'd say his
still playing with the U19s, isn't he?
Still playing with the 2 team, I believe.
Oh, okay. Fair play.
So, but I don't think he plays that much. So we'll see what happens there. But I don't rate him. I
mean, I didn't listen. He wasn't included in the U20, U23s.
He
was brought in early.
They didn't let him go.
Held on. So
we don't know if they wouldn't even let him go. Remember, few.
That's fair enough too. That's a great point. I guess I should preface that. Yeah.
Very few Euro players were let go. And then here's a big one: Folarin Balogun.
I had him listed initially my first list too.
And I think
but he wasn't a consistent U.S. player, so why would I list him?
Right, but 2026,
sure,
he could get hot. He's definitely not playing for England anytime soon. So, yep, we're about the only show in town. So if he keeps ripping it in France, who knows? Who knows? All right,
Trusty. What about Trusty?
I mean, he plays for Birmingham.
Well, I mean, he's on loan to Birmingham. Let's rephrase this.
All right. Well, I'm just saying.
And he's playing consistently. And
and not bad some games. I have to say, he's played pretty well.
So, I mean, I don't know if necessarily he'll be playing with Arsenal.
He's got a better chance in 2026, for sure.
But, I mean, by the cycle of 2026, he might be playing for a different club than
Birmingham could
get a championship.
Birmingham could get promoted.
That's a possibility. Who knows?
When pigs fly. So, there you go. They used to be in the Premier League
back in the day.
In my 30s.
Back when Packwood played for them, yes. I remember this.
Yep. There are all kinds of different shit.
I might be aging myself here when I talk about Packwood.
Middlesbrough was a regular in the Premier League back then.
Yeah.
For Christ's sake. So lots changed. All right. By the way, I think we're done. Are we done?
It sounds like you're like trying to end this show, but Derek, we have barely scratched Twitter. So get comfortable.
I can't hear you. I'm losing your connection.
All right, if we're gonna jump right into this, let's jump right into this.
Why do I have Heart of Glass in my head? My Blondie. It's just stuck in my head.
I don't know why anything's about hard ass in there. All right, so Sam Cutts says his better shot at 22 than 2026. Tier 1, Ledesma, EPB, and Gomez have a better chance at 2026 than 2022.
I just am afraid Ledesma's going to be prolifically injured his whole career.
Who was it talking about when I said this? You can't sit there and feign like, oh God, I hope he's going to be injured. Oh no, you can't do that. So if Ledesma were to remain healthy, let's just assume everybody on this list remains healthy.
Dude, that's like saying bacon's going to stay healthy, or like saying
bacon will always be healthy for you to eat. Eat bacon; it's good for you.
And when I say bacon, we mean our Icelandic friend who played for us briefly.
Eat him too. Sure, why not?
Who's the guy that played for Molde and all the Norwegian teams forever? Had spaghetti for legs. Yes.
Mix? Discord?
No.
Is that who you're thinking of?
No. The American kid.
You're thinking of Gat.
Josh Gat.
There you go.
After a while, you're just like, yeah, this ain't going to work.
100% yes. Yeah,
with
Gat, with bacon, yeah. And Ledesma might be on that tier.
He's getting there. He's getting there.
Jonathan O'Brien without actually producing for the national team by any means. But that tier of player, yeah, absolutely.
I'm starting to worry that that's where we're going with Ledesma.
Look at this. Yeah. We got bacon in the chat. We got some Gats. Yeah. No, everybody's 100% correct. You're right. And you're right, Derek, too, on this. Ledesma might be prolifically injured.
Yeah. But
for his career, which sucks.
There is also a chance he could magically all of a sudden become healthy.
Look at that. Just like as if you're reading the chat. He could be dope.
Yep.
Absolutely 100%. If he gets healthy, he could be a stellar midfielder. Or winger. Under Berhalter, he played wing. Left wing at that.
I'm gonna smoke me some Ledesma.
Hey,
speaking of dope.
You're gonna smoke some left wing.
Some grass. Paredes. I think I almost had him on my list. He was very close. Wait. We
need some fucking playing time for Wolfsburg. So.
I agree. And Justin Shea, you could add him to the list too.
Sure, 100%.
DK, Sonora. I don't know if that's tier 2. I think your tiers, I don't know, they're different from what my tiers would be. Because I cry differently.
Which Sonora is the question? Because Joel just moved off to Portugal.
That's true.
You never know. But yeah, with Alan, I mean, obviously Berhalter was interested in bringing Alan in last January. December, January.
Yeah, and Joel left. I mean, he's had a rough last couple seasons. So, I think it's more likely to be Alan or if we're talking Brazil, Cardoso.
Cardoso should be in there somewhere.
Johnny Soccer. Yeah. We didn't bring him up. I mean, he's on my list. I apparently just skipped right over him.
He was on my initial list, but I don't think he's a contention for 2022, which is why I did not include him.
Oh, so your guys had to be in contention for 2022?
That was my initial list, yes. And then I made a secondary list.
Okay. All right. So all good picks. Owen Odasawi. I don't know. Behavior. Focus.
Playing time.
Let's playing time. Giving a shit. playing smart, not mouthing off to your manager, all things he needs to fix.
Hey, he may end up playing center back for the U.S. men's national team, and Berhalter might have been right.
Yes. When
We'll
Berhalter asked him to play center back,
see.
you say, yes, I'll do whatever you want.
When
sir.
Berhalter says, hey, your playing time is going to be this, you say, of course, I'll do whatever.
Fuck, I'll play
Whatever
goalkeeper.
gets my playing time, and I get that fucking U.S. men's national team bonus, I will absolutely do it.
Yes, coach, I will play goalkeeper. Yes, I'll do whatever you ask me to do.
You want to piss on my leg? Piss on my leg.
Yes.
I don't care. Just do it. Just get it over with now.
Mendes, that is a very... Where's Mendes playing right now?
The Portuguese team that starts with V.
Vizela,
thank you. But he's playing. That's the thing, though. He's playing in a top 5 tier league.
Well, you know my problem with this.
Bottom of the team, but
you know my problem. My problem is always get Lanez and Mendes fucking screwed up.
You do. You fuck that shit up royally.
All the time.
Yeah.
All right. So he's at Vizela, so I'm not going to count him out, if that's correct.
Well, for 2026.
Yeah. Not going to count him out.
That ship has fucking sailed.
Yeah. Trusty, again, we already had that discussion. McKenzie, we already talked about.
We talked about that, yeah.
BV, a bit of an unknown because small sample. Big vagina?
I was thinking that. I was like, who's BV? Who the fuck?
Brendan, no.
Vasquez. Has to be Vasquez.
Vasquez. Okay. Vasquez. A bit of an unknown because small sample. You mean one season? Yeah. Tier 4, Keaton Parks, Mccall, Tessman.
I think Tessman should be higher up in the list.
I do too, and I really think Keaton Parks is just so out of the picture at this point.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, it's
truly.
Somebody within U.S. Soccer does not rate him.
Has to be that.
Mccall, we already discussed.
Yeah.
Some say Conrad, but he might be out of football by 26. He might be. I mean, the way things are progressing. Yes, he could.
What about the question that's pulled up here?
Jack Harrison for 2026. Yeah, I mean,
get married to your girlfriend, man.
He has an American girlfriend?
Yeah, I think that's the case.
But then they'd have to come live here for a couple of years or something like that, right?
I don't know.
Nope, Caden Clark's a bust. I'm sorry. I'm calling it. Anthony, don't be mad at me.
He's calling the Bucio right now.
I'm just calling it like I see it. And I've been watching Clark for the last 2 seasons, this season included. I watch a lot of New York Red Bulls. He doesn't play much. And even when he plays, I'm just not. He doesn't. My dick does not fall off when I watch him play at all.
Anymore. There used to be the promise.
I used to really like him.
Yeah.
And
then at this point now where you're expecting him to perform,
yes,
it's like
he ain't no Claudio Reyna.
Hey, that U20 World Cup / U23 Olympics cycle he was okay.
Yeah.
But you know what? He was not the talk of the town there.
He ain't no Brendan Aronson. I'm just telling you that.
He was no Paxton Aronson.
Probably won't be that.
He wasn't Diego Luna either.
Fucking
barely McGlynn.
Leipzig have zero interest in Keaton Clark now.
Yeah. I'm just saying, yeah, he's gone at this point.
Yeah.
He might produce in the end, but as of right now, just looking at what he's producing,
he'll become like a Lewis Gill. That's what he's looking. That's his trajectory right now, Lewis Gill. And I hate saying that.
Got you covered.
If Tessman is a nugget, is he an indica or a sativa, and why? I'm not getting
quartz at best.
Yeah, that's a really good question. I think Tessman is a pretty laid back guy off the field, but really intense on the field. So I'm not sure. I think it might be a blend. Could be a blend. He wants to be very energetic and yet creative, but at the same time, we all want to go to bed at some point.
Yeah.
So I don't know, Al. It's a blender. That's what I said. I wish I knew what the hell. I have what is that? It's not sherbet. What's the other fancy way of describing sherbet? Ice cream. There's another way to sorbet. Sorbet.
Yeah, okay, sure, fair enough.
That's what I have. It's called sorbet. It allows you to be very creative and thoughtful. There's no paranoia. Oh my God, what?
It's sherbet without being called sherbet.
Yeah, sorbet is just fancy sherbet. All right. Although you could pronounce sherbet, sherbet.
Sherbet. You don't enunciate the T by any means. Come on, that sounds French. Let's just do that. I mean, it's gotta make it legit, right?
Yeah, and the first thing he said is nugget, and I was thinking, I'm hungry. I could eat some nuggets right now. Sorbet.
Everybody's calling it out. Yep.
Sorbet. It's a French word, if you're not aware. Hybrid is valid. It is. This is a hybrid, and I really like it. But today you can go online and just pick the strand you want. You can actually enter it into the computer. It'll recommend the very strand that you want. And I have not gone wrong yet. We're back to his pizza.
Yeah. moving down. We talked. We did.
He hits an axe on that.
There we go. Let's go, Mr. Wiggins here, man.
2 questions.
I forgot that we're still sitting here on Twitter, man. Jesus Christ.
Will Leeds qualify for one of the European spots this season? No.
They'll quiet out before too long. Mid-table.
They'll tire out. There's no way they can go this intense all season.
Hey, you know what? They did the EFL Cup or whatever with a bunch of bench players
against Barnsley's bench players.
Whatever.
Hey, but
they still did it. That's all that matters.
They've got some other good players on that team. There's no doubt about it. Sinistera played really well in that game, and he will get to play minutes. So if PFOC stays in form like this, will he get to start one of the games in September? Maybe, but I don't know.
It depends who you're talking to. Are you talking to Derek and myself, or are you talking to Berhalter?
Yes.
And this is the question. Because, I'm like, why not bring in Sargent? Why not bring in PFOC? Why not bring in Vasquez? And just let them go at it. You don't need to bring in Ferreira because we already know what we get from him.
Like in a cockfight?
Absolutely. Yes.
So, I don't think it's... I don't think Ferreira's... I think Ferreira's going to be there instead of Vasquez.
I don't think he needs to be there. Is my point, though. We already know what we get from him.
But then Greg did say that the team he's going to bring to that camp is pretty much his team.
Yes, because the team all through qualifier that he's more or less played the entire time has not had enough time to develop chemistry. So we must take these 2 games that are in Europe seriously.
To continually... Well, you do want to build some more chemistry heading into the World Cup, though, Brett.
Everybody's already there. These 2 games aren't going to do shit.
All right.
I'm sorry.
Okay. I think
unless you bring in a specific position with a bunch of new players, like PFOC. PFOC does not have enough experience with the team. So if your plan is to bring him in the World Cup, yeah, of course, building chemistry with PFOC would be great. But if you're going to play Ferreira for 60 minutes, 70 minutes, 80 minutes of both games, what does that do for you? Not a lot. I don't know. In my opinion.
I'm just giving you Berhalter's point of view, which is he wants the core of the team together. So I think players like Vasquez,
practically played all fucking World Cup qualifying.
I get it. I doubt we're going to start experimenting with new center forwards. I think players like Vasquez, Wright, and Tillman have a better chance at 2026 than 2022. I'd say.
I think Tillman's included. Absolutely.
Tillman might make this team.
No, my point would be is how does Berhalter convince him to make the one-time switch?
No.
Unless you include is, hey, I have all the intention of bringing you in the World Cup.
Yeah, I think he's going.
He's the Green of this World Cup.
I think he's way better than Green ever.
Yes, I agree with you 100% on that. Yeah.
He's already better than Green.
Well, he's scoring goals.
And so is his older brother, by the way, who starts over him.
Over top of him, yeah.
At Greuther Firth.
who has a better chance of 2026 than 2022. So,
You sure you can still go on? You're starting to slobber a little.
I will slobber all over. What? No. Okay,
Tillman for sure makes the 2022. Greg has a stiffy for him, which is good for once.
Boing.
Boing.
Boing. There it is right there.
Boing, boing, boing. Yeah.
We talked about this one already.
Yep.
So before I get done the picture, let's read this.
Visual representation of the Leeds-Chelsea match. 2026 guys that could probably have been in the World Cup had it not been for the club situation, injury, or Greg being Greg, DeJuan Jones, Jonathan Gomez, Gaga Slawina, Matthew Hoppy, Conrad, and Ledesma. With you with some of those and not with you on others. So Ledesma's just, he's been injured.
That's tough for Ledesma. Absolutely.
He's been injured almost all of Greg's tenure in one way or another.
Yeah. And he called him in prior to the injury. That was the thing. He called him in prior to the injury. He got injured for like a year and a half. And then once he became healthy, it was like at the end of the cycle. So, I mean, what was Berhalter supposed to do? DeJuan Jones, he had like 1 year with New England at this point?
No, he's been there longer
2 years.
than that. I don't know, but he's a good player.
No, I don't discredit that. I'm just saying, given the time frame.
Yeah, it was tight. I mean, when you're qualifying for a World Cup, you don't have time to test out DeJuan Jones, I guess. Jonathan Gomez. I mean, I don't think that's all Greg's fault. I think he's going to have to make a decision. Gaga Slawina's pretty young. Matthew Hoppy, I mean, we all know we're high on Hoppy. So,
yeah, and we made the argument for and against. So, Conrad, we definitely made against at this point. So, I don't know. Tough.
Yep. Okay. The likelihood of Zardes or Areola for Qatar. Areola, very high. Zardes, the mere thought of it.
No, yeah, Areola is definitely going to be included. Zardes, hopefully, fingers fucking crossed.
But Greg did name drop Zardes in the summer interviews. So,
my dick.
I mean, that's just not good. Don't even name drop.
So, as far as the visual representation of Leeds versus Chelsea match,
it's a good
Derek, that's what I expect in about a couple of months here.
Man, all USA has to do is beat England. That's
all
it.
they have to do is beat England.
Yep.
And again, it'll be Team Leeds America versus Team England. So.
Yep. Yes, it will. All right. I think we've done enough of these. We've been on for an hour and 40 minutes.
Derek, don't you fuck our fans over like this.
Brett?
I'm going to rattle off some U.S. men's national players and say whether or not they move to a new club. So that's different. This is a different topic.
Okay. Go ahead. You name it. All right.
Dest.
He needs to, but I think he will.
He wants to stick at Barca, but there is rumor that he is going to Dortmund.
We'll see if that happens. Pulisic.
It won't.
I mean, Pulisic's going to stay.
He's staying.
He'll
outlive Tuchel. So,
I mean, I don't know why Juventus would get rid of McKennie outside of the fact of all the idiots in Italy that don't like him. Odasawi, he's lucky if he just fucking plays anywhere at this point. Pepe, no, he's stuck with Augsburg for a while. My boy Brett, get him some food. I think everybody's noticing that Brett is.
You better not.
He is drunk as
God damn it
tonight.
All right, porn bots.
Vasquez.
Porn bots bad.
We already talked about Vasquez.
We already talked about all these players.
Brooks is he's going to get a loan or trade somewhere. It's just I don't know why it's taking so long because he's asking for too much money. That why.
Yes, I think that's a big. I think it's a big thing, and the shame is that there's enough of Twitter that's talking about it as if it's like a gotcha.
Oh
You're talking about Brooks, blah blah blah. Like, well, yeah.
See, nobody wants him. Well, no, because he's asking for a lot of money, way over what he's worth, honestly. Sean Weeks, if Jonathan Gomez picks the United States and continues to improve, he could start over Jedi at 2026. He might, but again, I think it's too soon to tell, honestly. But again, if you had to roll some dice, you pick the percentage that you roll 1, 2, or 3, and not a 4, 5, 6. So, because at his age, this is still a 50-50 proposition. I forgot Sam 16 Rogers could make and even start for the United States men's national team in 2026. He's been killing it at Rosenborg. You always bring up Sam Rogers. I think that's funny. Hey, man, I'm sure he's doing great. I just don't follow him. Well, it's hard to watch those games anyhow. Anyone not on the 2022 roster? Hey, folks, I'll be here all night. Nah, my real answer is Busio Testament. I have a good feeling about them. I have a really good feeling about Testament. I don't have any feelings at all about Busio. So
there you go. Put him up. Put him up, Derek. Put him up.
Put him up. Hey, man, there's that 1% chance I could be wrong. So,
way to own up to it, Derek. Yes.
Frida Felch. All right. Since I've watched every Leeds match since March got there, I've become fond of their walkout song, Marching On Together, which leads me to my question of what is your favorite walkout
Leeds
song
FC?
in soccer? What's my favorite walkout song? In soccer? Oh, wow. I don't know if it's always a walkout song. I do.
The 11.
I do. I know this is going to be. I know. I think it's because I like the song. You'll Never Walk Alone. But there are a couple of teams that use that. There's a German team that uses it too. It's not. I like the song.
I don't know enough about.
I love the way they all sing together in the crowd. Never walk, and that one. They'll never walk. I just like that. It just stirs me. All right. I just saw this. What do you guys think? CONCACAF starting 11.
This is apparently a lawless 11.
Moreno, Dest, McKenny. McKenny? Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. What the fuck are you smoking?
I thought my eyes got fucked up. I thought he had him right back. Edson Alvarez, Brendan Aronson, Christian Pulisic, Chuck Lozano, Jonathan David. I don't know. I don't really have that much problem with it.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's tough. I mean, you make the argument with Musa.
Reyna.
Doing well. Reyna.
But
Reyna's been injured so long.
Yeah.
It's tough. I mean, that 11 right there is, I don't know. I feel like that's fine.
It's all right. I mean, if I have more time to dig into it, maybe, but I don't. So
Are you saying you're a digger?
First thoughts. It's all right. It looks okay. And you can make arguments why you left some of the guys off. Also, I jumped on the chat of In Soccer We Trust, and people there are really asking whether Richards is better than Long. One dude is in the Prem and the other is in MLS. Well, that's not the only distinction between them. One is performing poorly in MLS, and the other one, unfortunately, is not playing right now.
And actually is doing well in the minutes that he gets for EPL.
Brett, it's been literally minutes and single-digit numbers so far. So let's see how that develops at Crystal Palace.
Sorry, he's given bit minutes and he's doing well. I mean, I'm not sure what you expect, Eric. Are you expecting to get bit minutes and like I am Jesus fucking Christ? Come on.
No, I just expect him not to fuck up, which is what he's done. But once I watch him play 90 minutes without fucking up, I'll have a little bit more better assessment of him.
Not quite fucking up.
I do think that Richards
fucking up is, I think, it's a little excessive there.
I think Richards will be a better player than Long ever dreamed of being, but we'll see.
I don't like you, Mike H. We're going to ban you right now. I'm banning you right now. Hold on.
Drunk uncle.
How do I ban you?
Drunk uncle. Yep, I agree. He does sound like drunk. I'm trying to save him by getting.
And your uncle.
I'm trying to save him by getting him off this show before he says something he regrets. Keep it together. All right, John Rupert. We already did that one, so we're done.
No.
Look at that.
More.
The picture is for the what?
The Dickhead England troll, which I think is further down. Here we go. Simon Walker.
Oh, God, not him again. Just stopping by again to remind you that Christian Pulisic is a shit yank, and you're a fucking probably a troll. Who should have stuck to playing baseball? Shit, cricket. Oh, God, this is just troll shit. This guy doesn't even.
It is a legit troll account. Look at the following.
One following. This guy's.
No, this isn't a real person. It is not a real person. So, no.
Your name should be Simon Cocker, not Simon Walker.
We have a good friend who's English, and his name is Simon, and it's not.
No,
not
Derek,
this.
I'm not a fake account. I'm just here to say Yanks should fuck off. Oh my God. Fuck off. Oh my God. I'm so hurt. See you lot in November. He sounds like he's English, but boy, I mean, they couldn't have picked a stupider representative.
Super troll account. Super troll account.
It's got to be a super troll.
Just let it go. Let it go.
What a muppet. All right.
Nice use of their term, by the way.
Hey, I speak their language.
Yes.
I use pitch, not field.
Muppet.
I say foosball. He is a muppet. It's a muppet account, man. Run by in fucking England. All right. Are we done?
No.
Oh, come on, Brett.
Of course we are. Yes.
All right. So until the next time, I was going to talk about my fear of elevators tonight, and I didn't even get a chance to because you kept like doing a show. All right.
The worst. God damn.
Until the next time on the Straight Red Card, try not to drink as much as Brett did tonight, and we'll see you again on Monday.
You're gonna do her. Yeah.
Oh no!
Matt, what the hell was that?